Peace, everybody. I'm gonna have to turn that volume down. You know that other thing. I'm gonna have to. Matter of fact, you can show me that later on. I'm gonna have to have it automatically set up where that thing will come up, and I can look through the phone. Just give us a couple of seconds. Type one down there if y'all hear me. That always happen right there. Just type one down there if we're sounding clear, if we're sounding good to you. Grace and peace be unto you from God the Father and our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. Sister E, you're familiar with it. I've been streaming for 1 second. Let me make sure I'm seeing everything right here. I'm gonna try. Matter of fact, let me put these links up right now whilst I'm on. Oh, hello and welcome back. Whilst I'm talking. Grace and peace. Rodney Reed is the stay of execution. Is he guilty? Is he innocent? Does race play a part in this? It's a lot going on. We're gonna discuss some of that, but we're gonna touch on some Thanksgiving first, because some questions, questions gonna come in, and people don't hear me talking about that turkey. They don't hear me talking about that turkey, Sister E, as much as they hear me talking about that Christmas tree. I'm telling you, as believers, they don't like that Christmas tree discussion whatsoever. They don't like it at all. I just want to pull up and see if I see myself on here. But before we even get into that, you can you want me to try to put the link, or you want to put that Patreon link inside the box down there for me, White? We're gonna be going in 1 second, y'all. We're just waiting for a couple other people to come into the room. I don't think I turned on that. Off that super chat. I don't know how that thing goes. If y'all wanna bless us, give us a dollar to or whatever, please don't do it in the super chat. We'll put the PayPal link down in there. But we want to discuss some things. Hopefully y'all are familiar with the Rodney Reed case. Rodney Reed's a 51-year-old man in Livingston, Texas. He's on death row. He's supposed to be killed on the 20th, poisoned, put to death. I flew into Texas when I went down there a couple of times, but there's a sign when you're driving into Texas that don't mess with Texas. He was convicted of the rape and the murder of a young lady. And the young lady that he raped and murdered, come to find out, they claim later on that they were secretly dating each other. Her family said they don't know nothing about him, but his mother, his sister, his brothers, everybody said, we see her at the house all the time. We know who she is. And the young lady was engaged to a police officer. And we're going to talk about some of this stuff because these cops are crazy. He wasn't a clean police officer, let's put it that way. But before we get into that, we're going to talk a little bit about Thanksgiving. Is Thanksgiving pagan? It's always going to come up. Is Thanksgiving pagan? And if it's not pagan, should people of African descent, should minorities celebrate Thanksgiving? Grace and Peace Jones. Grace and Peace. I'm going to try to explain that other thing to you in a minute. Should people of African descent, all right, fingers in here, should we celebrate Thanksgiving? Come on, Sister E. We'll start with it. We'll start with the Israelite lady right there.
I was reading about the case. I was trying to get updated. I'm like this. I don't judge people on the things that they do, because even though I don't celebrate Thanksgiving, that's the only time. Hold on 1 second. Okay, that's the only time that I really can get time to be around my entire family. I don't close myself up at the house and say I'm not going over there. I go over there and spend time with them. I look at it from a perspective of is this the only time I get to see cousins, aunts, and family members in one place, because all of us are scattered all over the U.S. So, do I celebrate and uphold Thanksgiving? No. I think it's a day that we're celebrating the murder and massacre of the indigenous people here. I think it was a horrible incident that happened within the U.S. Along with the transatlantic slave trade. It was a lot of stuff that transpired, and I don't uphold Thanksgiving. And really, I think the Black community as a whole, we really don't call it Thanksgiving. We all just come together as a family. We don't ever just say, like, we don't have no big Thanksgiving thing and And this is the reason why we celebrate. It's the only time that I get to see cousins. Just like with the 4th of July, that's the only time I get to see family members. And I
Nigga
enjoy
said
it.
he just did he said he just did a lesson on Thanksgiving. I'm gonna tell y'all right now, I'm way different on Thanksgiving than I am on Halloween and all that other stuff I talk about. I think Thanksgiving is important, especially with people of African descent. We get together, you can say what you want. They did it on what survey was that? I was reading families that have dinner together stick together and the children end up better off in the future. They end up better off just being in that social setting of eating. And we used to do that when we had grandma close to us, come around and grandma would cook and families were closer, families were better. I think that's extremely important. We don't do it now. So if we take out a day or two to do it, because a lot of times there's many of us that don't see a lot of family until it's a funeral or something, until something jumped off. So I personally feel that Thanksgiving is good. I think Thanksgiving is important. We can teach the history and discuss what's going on there. Sometimes you think is some people, not all blacks. Do you think some people like you, Sister E, sometime white, it depends what side of the bed he get up on, Father G. Y'all think y'all too radical as believers? We're going to talk about racism and all of that too, because I'm not going to lie, I feel some type of way. I was a believer when OJ got off, but my soul magnified the Lord when OJ got off. I ain't care if he was guilty, killed that girl or not. I felt good about Johnny Cochran. I felt good that he got off. And some people would be offended of that you're a believer and you feel good because you know most likely there's a good chance that he is guilty, but just the mere fact that he got off. All these other folk that have been doing killing, been getting off for the longest, I felt good. Now, is that wrong? Especially as someone that's a believer? I feel a lot of y'all are younger than me. Y'all are extremely radical for people that are children of the Most High. Y'all really ain't on no turn the other cheek stuff. Let me go to the comments because y'all looking at y'all like I'm crazy. But go ahead. Come on, let me see what they saying in here. Come on, White, you got the floor.
Yeah, so when it comes to Thanksgiving, I think that Sister E hit it right on the head. I don't think a lot of us celebrate what we would learn about Thanksgiving in school. You know what I mean? Ain't nobody thinking about no pilgrims or none of that.
No.
But we are certainly thinking of the things that we're thankful for. Because I think it's a time to reflect. And I think that a lot of times, like a lot of people get caught up in the history of something instead of just sort of like realizing that you can sort of observe a certain day as as something different than what it was originally. And we know this because this is what many cultures did when they came to Christianity. They would change their culture around from the pagan things they were doing, and they would devote those things to Christ. So I see it as sort of the same thing, and people can disagree. That's fine. But I don't.
You think historically we've done that on people of African descent and Hebrew descent that have done that with Thanksgiving, took it and made it a family holiday? Because to be honest, we don't talk about no pilgrims. Like you said, I ain't grew up talking about no pilgrims. We grew up sitting there and eating and just chilling.
Right.
Somebody said eating chitlins. They yeah. Move that right now for to get out of here right now.
Andre Randall. I said something.
Man, I hate to put Andre out.
I told him.
I know that.
I told him it was about to get real judgmental up in here. I warned him.
All right, come on, keep going. Do you think we kind of took it and cleaned it up like people would do the N-word or like Kanye West and other people doing with the Confederate flag? You think we did that? We took it as right. A holiday?
Yeah, so I think that you can clean it up sort of like chitlins, right? You can't get it all the way clean because of what it was, but you can get it all the way clean.
You get ready to throw up just to look at my face.
So you can clean it up. But we know what it is. But sometimes you got to clean something up just to be able to digest it. You know what I mean?
Yes.
That's some of us don't get off days until then. We got to look at too. This is a federal holiday. So
in order to obtain true freedom, we got to abandon European holidays. Of course, grace and peace, Moses. Moses gonna come in here. But somebody look at a lot of pictures. Moses sure got a lot of words. He said we got to abandon everything on Reverend Barshango back in the days. Y'all, oh man, what's his book? Pull up Ball Shango's book back in the days. He died, but the 4th of July, he was good back in the days. What do you think about that? You got to abandon all European holidays.
I mean, we really don't have a choice. We can't really abandon it because we work in the system. Right. And when we work in the system, those are the only off days that we get. I don't get off days for the feast days. But I do get off days for the federal holidays, and those federal holidays are your Christmas, your Thanksgiving. You know, I know the Israelite community don't flip, but I'm just saying these are official U.S. or federal holidays where we get off.
And why Moses? Why would you have to abandon it? We have to abandon it to be like the nation was claiming back in the days, to be a separate nation, to show them. We got to abandon everything European. I like pizza. How far are we going to go with this thing? We going to start putting down European foods? Come on. Let me look in this. I know White probably looking in the comments.
It's hard to abandon something when you're here.
Right.
When you live in here, we following the house rules. The house rule is.
And Mike Shaw says this.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, were you done, sis?
Yeah, I'm done. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. My bad. I was just saying that Mike Shaw said that it's no different from, Sunday dinner at grandma's house. And I think that's the thing about it, is that in mix with what Sister E said, is that a lot of us, we don't, a lot of us work corporate jobs, so it's the only time that the man will let us off, so that we can all get together. So it's going to be one of those times that is special because people will have time for you. And so if that be a motivating factor, like, if we're honest, the U.S. has sort of forced us into utilizing these days as our holidays.
First of all, wait a minute, because the way a lot of y'all sounded, some of y'all do come up in here talking like y'all just came from out the field picking cotton.
Right.
Who in this group, Mike Shaw, who in this group right here, who on this panel feel like they oppress? You feel you living in the land of the oppressor? I'm gonna ask Sister E that first, because I hear a lot of Mike Shaw, I hear a lot of my Hebrew people saying that. We living in the land of the oppressor. You living in the land of the oppressor, Sister E, you being oppressed?
I think all of us feel a level of oppression, even not just within the Black community, but you're talking about the indigenous Native Americans who are feeling it as well, where their population number has decreased. Now, people love to say that they are wealthy people because they got some form of reparation, but I have Native American friends and they experience racism as well. Again, are we getting the worst end of it? I think we do get the worst end as far as the racism. But when you're dealing with a country that was based off of one stealing an entire nation from the indigenous people, and then ultimately taking people from another country, putting them in captivity and making them for free build this land to be what it is even now. I mean, this is the land of the oppressed. Everything about it, which was constructed, built, and derived out of oppression, is how how the U.S. is now. So yes, we are in the land of the oppressor.
What Finger said, he said, I have to let go of the holidays that serve other gods. We still have the Lord's feast days. They think the pilgrims were believers. They believed on the Lord. They call him Jesus, Elder. You don't call him Jesus, but they said it was the God of Israel that they were serving. That's what the pilgrims said. All them good folk that were pilgrims, that's what they said. Now, let me ask you a question. After you saying what you said, Sister E, is that I wonder if that's how the Canaanites felt when Israel came up in there and took their land and killed up some of them and took over and said God told them to do it. That's what because these white folks said God told them to do it. God gave them this land. God sent them over here. God gave them dominance. And that sounds like the same thing Moses said when they went up in the land to killing and robbing Joshua and them. Now, come on, let the Hebrew speak.
But the thing is, you're talking about God gave them a direct order to do something. It's in the word.
He ain't giving white folk direct order.
It's in that book, ain't it? It's in that book.
These white folk was following that book when they came over here. They civilized. They had to come to Africa and clean y'all up.
No,
you see, you looking better. You know you'd have been a little ashy if you was in Africa. People say ignorant stuff like that.
Did you say ashy?
Yeah, what did the other lady say? That prophet that she said, I thank God for slavery. She down there in Florida, Jacksonville. Prophetess, big woman in the church. She said, I thank God for slavery. Because if it wasn't for slavery, I wouldn't have had the gospel. Oh, I'm going to write. What's her name? Oh my goodness. I gotta find her name so I can put it in.
But the thing is, the way
She may not have been here at all.
But you know, I'm sorry.
No,
go ahead. I'm trying to read.
Go ahead, sis. Go ahead.
What I was saying is, you got to look at the difference. When God told them to go and take the land of Israel, they went and, did what they needed to do, clean the land. And the ones that was there, that when they did take others in, and I'm not saying necessarily the Canaanites, but the strangers, they took care of the strangers. When you look at how they did us with the transatlantic slave trade, it was just like, it went beyond slavery. They just did way too much. You got incidents where you're using babies as crocodile bait. Come on now.
Man.
You have incidents where they use Yep, when you're using human skin from the slave to make purses and clothes.
Hitler was doing that too with the Jew. People do that. This is human nature.
That's not biblical. You can't tell me that's nasty.
That's nasty.
That's nasty. That's demonic.
Just killing and just so you see it different than Israel taking people lands and killing other nations. You see it different what these white folk did than what they did. Because I'm trying to go somewhere. You hear me, Moses? I'm trying to take us somewhere because I'm wondering if Black folk, when we start getting into this crime thing, if Black folk will get out here and march for a criminal that done banged out with the cops and got hit up. The multiple convicted felon coming out of the bank holding hostages. Like, we're going to talk about this other guy right here. Sometimes, do you think we lift up in the name of color, we will defend a murderer, a killer, a criminal, just because he's Black against the white man and side with unrighteousness? We're going to go to that. I'm saying we're going to blend these things in. We're going to go because all of this stuff, it goes hand in hand, Yolanda. And I know a lot of times in the name of Blackness, we can look at a case, like we're going to look at that Rodney Reed. We can look at a case and be like, I don't know. These white cops was lying. The white cop is a racist. Then he down there in Texas with them white folk. Y'all already know I got my good eye on these white folk, but I have to think with my good mind. I got to think with my good mind.
Right.
Do we as people of African or Hebrews, do we sometime play ourselves? Do we sometimes play ourselves and defend a criminal just because of the color of their skin? And we just going to ride out together as a pack, as a people, and we're just moving for the cause, right or wrong. You know how y'all used to do, Sister E? Your cousin wrong as hell. And you're going to go out there and you're going to fight. You know they don't took stuff out that Asian store and they fighting the Asians and beating the sun up and raiding the cigarettes and the lotto. But you know how y'all do, all your cousins and them running up in there. And he done did wrong. He did the people wrong, and they caught him, and then y'all want to go vandalize the store. I'm just throwing this out there. I'm just saying stuff. But there's people in the hood that do stuff like that, and we ride out for each other. Do we ride out for sin? Are we a sick people?
I don't believe in my family. If you did something wrong, if you did something wrong, like my family, if you stole something out of a store and they got wind of it, you went back to that store and you took it back. And then when you took it back, you got home and got your butt beat.
Your family was a little better than some of the families I know. I'm telling you, boy, it's rough in the hood. They're going to ride together. They're going to ride out together for a lot of the wrong. I'm watching one video. I need to start pulling these videos up. They came to repo the hoopty, old Dodge Caravan. They came to repo it. The whole hood came out, jumped on the car. They wanted to run off the tow truck driver. I'm like, that old car, the whole hood, it had to be 200 people out there to make sure that tow truck driver wasn't going to take that hoopty and get up out of there. Why them 200 people ain't rock out with him to pay that little car note? What that car note could have been, $70 a week, $60 you work, you drive? I don't know. Let's get back to the other thing. Come on. Let me see if there's more Thanksgiving stuff here before I move on. Because we're going to have different views. We're going to have different opinions on the history of it. I don't know a lot of people of African descent that discuss it. It's basically a family thing, and I don't see nothing wrong with it. Some people say, well, you don't see nothing. You see something wrong with Christmas, and that's a family time that people get together. A lot of families, I don't know, really get together New Year's night, but I know a lot of people, Christmas and Thanksgiving, they get together outside of a funeral in the African-American community. They get together more than anything else, at least from my little experience. Come on, White. I'm trying to read some of these.
Yeah, and I think it's easy to sort of to get caught up in color sometimes. But I think that a lot of us are able to say, if that was wrong, it was wrong. But I do think for some people to say, you know what, just listen, we've been done wrong so long that this person gets off, fantastic. And I think that we're definitely doing ourselves a disservice, because if this person gets off, you have to ask yourself, will they be liable to commit another crime?
Mm.
And so the way that I look at it is that we've got to, we've got to get people who are criminals off the streets. Now I know that the justice system isn't fair, and we know that, but at the same time, we got to sort of realize that because we have it, we still have to be even toned in it. And so when somebody's wrong, they're wrong. When somebody's when somebody's being wrongly accused, we also speak up about both of those things. And so it's up to us to have a clear conscience at night, in the people who we choose to defend. And I think that's important.
Okay, Sister E, what do you think? Because when we start dealing with this, whole case, I was trying to look for the thing so I can pull it up to show them some of the stuff. Grace and peace, Sister Ashmore. Sorry, go ahead, Sister E. Go ahead. Let me try to see if I can pull this thing up.
I think when you made me think about something with the OJ case, and I actually was in college at the time. I remember it. I think I was a freshman. I was really young in college, but and I remember, and I actually went for that year. I was going to a historical Black college, HBCU,
Mhm.
and I remember being in that UC and how we would sit and just watch the case. And the thing is, we didn't really care for OJ, because we knew OJ had already turned his back on his people a long time ago. We was like, whatever with him. We was rooting for Johnny Cochran, because that brother came in there with that heat, and there was nothing they could do with this brother. He was,
Not a thing.
and that was what we was cheering about. We was all about Johnny Cochran. And they could have had Cookie Monster on trial.
As long as Johnny did his business.
Yes, that's all we wanted to see was Johnny. But we knew that they had done the way the system had been set up. OJ was supposed to go down, but we saw a brother take the exact system and throw it back in their face. And this is why the white community was like, wait a minute, how did this happen? We didn't care anything about it. He took a very weak case and got a man off. Now later on, OJ still ended up going to jail, and he had to do time. And what's so interesting, he went and did time for a lesser crime.
Yep.
And it was like he had to pay back for what he did in the future. Yep. I mean, in the earlier back with Johnny Cochran. But we was rooting for Johnny Cochran. I'm just be real with you. That's who we was rooting for.
Okay, somebody said, who was that in here? Somebody said, I think we get so shocked when a white police officer kills a black man, but when a black man kills another black man, nobody opens their mouth. I think one of the things are we expect cops to be on another level. We expect cops to tell the truth, so we're so shocked. I don't know. These people are so shocked at body cameras, footage, and cops covering certain things up and turning the body cam off and all of this stuff. These cops been killing us. They've been doing they've been crooked. From the very beginning, they've been crooked. So now some people are beginning to see some things, and it's troubling them. But we should hold cops to a different standard. Even when we start talking about Reed, this gentleman, Rodney Reed here. Rodney Reed went, and the lady she got up 3 o'clock in the morning. She went to work, engaged to a police officer, and she ended up dead. When she ended up dead, they turned around, they came and they asked the police officer, they questioned him a little bit, but they cleared him real quick. And Rodney went in for another charge, for a weed charge. But then when he went in for the weed charge, he had warrants. They took his DNA, and they found out that his DNA was inside of the girl. This is the case right here. Do me a favor, try to pull that thing up whilst I'm talking on some of this right here. Because White did something to my screen. And whilst he when they found out that his DNA was inside of her, he said, yeah, we had sex. We used to date each other. So now it looks like one of those things, like, throughout history, some people have theorized that even Black Wall Street started when the white young girl got on the elevator on the Sunday. That guy was supposed to be taking her upstairs. She ran out. They claim she ran out the elevator screaming, but did a white man walk by and see her in the elevator with the black guy doing stuff? So she had to holler rape. And there's people that feel that Black Wall Street started up around that. It wasn't really that he raped her, but she had to say, sometimes it just got to go down like that. Because this guy knew some intimate stuff about this girl, and he said that they had sex on multiple occasions, and that was his girlfriend. And the boyfriend that was an officer found out. And he couldn't handle it, so he killed her because she's having sex, and not alone regular sex. She's having sex with a black man. Oh, I don't know about y'all, but I know down south, they don't like that at all. They never liked that because there was always thoughts about black men and being hypersexual and coming out of slavery and all of this stuff, and white women desiring them and doing certain things and them getting them whipped, getting them killed, getting them in trouble. So is this a case of that? Because the police officer that was jealous and her husband, and later on they come to find out now, this is the crazy thing, they come to find out now later on, the husband went to a domestic violence situation, and the boyfriend got arrested, and the police officer that was engaged to this woman, he took another woman in the back of the woods and raped her with a gun to her head in a police car. He did 10 years for that. What are we going to do with this? What are we going to do with this situation? So now Rihanna, now Meek Mills, now T.I., everybody's saying there's some new evidence coming out. If this guy did 10 years and whilst he was in jail as a police officer, they turned around and they said, listen, his cellmate turned around and said, listen, he claimed that he did it. She had sex with a black man. He had to kill her. And he always said that he was going to do that. What do we do with that? Before I give y'all the rest of the story, what are we going to do with that right there? Of course, we're going to get it and run into these white devils. The white devil got to pay. We're going to get madder automatically because we expect police officers, we expect preachers to live on a higher level. The judges, we expect officials to live on a higher level. Come on, white. We're going to give them the rest of the story, but I'm going to read some of this because a lot of black folk, white folk too, they're on the bandwagon. Let him go. New evidence came out. And one thing I could say, sometime you could say what you want. There's plenty of white people out there marching in Texas. He got to go free. So now he got a 20-day stay of execution. They ain't going to kill him for 120 days, but they still might kill him. They want the governor to step in. Come on, white, you got the floor.
So I think after initially hearing the story, I really just thought it was the Innocence Project sort of doing whatever they needed to sort of bring, justice to an injustice that was done. But I think then when you sort of look into the story and the facts and the details, then you sort of get confused. Now, I believe that facts are still being brought out. Truth is still being brought out. And I think in this case, I'm personally not ready to bring out, how I 100% feel about it, but I can definitely pull up, both sides. And I'm honestly, I'll call it the tale of two sickos, because two sickos, Jimmy and Rodney.
Jimmy, Jimmy was a sicko. You're going to put the hammer to a girl head and you're in full police uniform and then take her back and tell her don't call 911. You got to be crazy. And then his partner, another guy that was investigating the case, they said he committed suicide. We got cops out here killing. We got cops out here robbing. We heard in Baltimore, they running down on people. Them cops that got 30 years, they running down. They've been robbing drug dealers for years. And the drug dealers been telling people that, but they didn't believe them. And the cops and sergeant, he had a team, black, white, and Hispanic officers just robbing up the whole neighborhood. Y'all already know what's the other in LA? What them cops in LA with Mac and them that robbed the bank with that whole thing and them bloods and the police rocking with bloods and they down with Suge Knight and all that. They robbing, they bank robbers, they cops now. They cops and they bloods. There was an article that with gang members in the military. There's a lot of gang members. They said they seen some gang members sticking up a bank in an armored car, and they said, you see how he's cutting the pie, you can tell that he's military trained. So now we got people that want to leave the hood and they're going and they're learning certain things and they coming back. Can you change? Should we just take the word of these police officers? A lot of stuff ain't right. Come on, Sister E, put that clip up and let me read some of this stuff right here, because there's a lot going on. But one thing I don't want to do, I'm not just going to be riding. Y'all may not like Berean for this. I'm not just riding with no black folk going out there marching and you just running around in the hood and you raping, killing, busting your gun. You are, no, I don't think we're going to get out there and all of us going to get out there and get the marching for you. You ain't no, it ain't like you no pillar in the community. Wait a minute now. We got to look at some of this stuff, and we're going to discuss about. See if you can pull that thing up. She's gonna. Grace and peace, Pastor. Oh man, Pastor. Let me hit Pastor Major on the side. Why he's sending me that thing with? With Deborah and them? It's like Elder Major them bothering me. Go ahead.
Can y'all see it? Can y'all see the clip?
You're gonna read it? Oh, it's a video or it's a?
It's not the article is too long, but it's like a 2-minute clip.
Okay, go ahead. Yeah, please do.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, hold on 1 second. It's loud. Hold on.
Rodney Reed has been on death row for more than 2 decades. In 1996, he was convicted and sentenced to death in the rape and murder of a 19-year-old woman, Stacy Stites, in Bastrop, Texas. He was tied to the murder when investigators found his DNA inside of her body. He has maintained that he and Stacy had a consensual relationship, but this is something prosecutors and Stacy's family have long rejected. She was engaged at the time to a local police officer, Jimmy Finnell. Finnell was originally a suspect, and the case really moved towards Reed when they had this DNA on him. There are a lot of people, including Reed's lawyers, who have argued very loudly that Reed was, at least in part, convicted of this murder because he is a Black man and Stacy was a young white woman, and this was rural Texas in the mid-90s, and that wasn't something that you saw very often. It really exploded nationally a few months ago. What's happened now is he had an execution set for Wednesday, November 20th, and it was stopped the Friday before by the Texas Court of Criminal Appeals. This was amid a very large outpouring of national support. Celebrities like Beyonce, Kim Kardashian, Oprah. There was also a growing list of Texas lawmakers, both Republican and Democrat, calling for a stop to this execution. What had happened was his attorneys have been bringing forward more and more new evidence that they claim points more towards Jimmy Finnell and away from Rodney. The Texas Court of Criminal Appeals has sent it back to the trial court. So there will be a lot of new evidence that's reviewed in the court, things like new witnesses that can corroborate that Stacy and Reed were together. There are some witnesses who claim that Jimmy Finnell, her fiance, was threatening towards Stacy, or one man who said that he confessed to him that he had killed his fiance. There will be a lot of things that come up, and it will probably take quite a while to go through the courts again. This was a case that just blew up across the country from both sides of the political spectrum. It's very significant in Texas and also the nation, since Texas is the state that by far executes the most people across the country.
Okay, y'all saw it. Now, one of the things they want to ride with is that Becky and them, oh, I'm sorry, I don't know the sister's name, that the sisters she never went and told her sisters that she was messing with a Black guy. That's typical. We've always heard stories like that, a secret lover, especially if you come from a racist family and she want to try to Black D, or I mean, you know, whatever. We gotta look at things like this. So she didn't tell her family because her family didn't know about it. They didn't want to get testimony. They didn't want to hear from his brothers, his mother, that said, we saw her in the house on multiple occasions and walk in the house. She's on the couch with my son. The mother said that, but they didn't want to, the 18 being, he had a Black lawyer. The lawyer didn't want to come up with that. But now we got other people, like shout out to the Innocent Project, Barry Scheck. You know, I think he was down with the O.J. Simpson case and all that. He's a boss, Jewish guy boss, and he's helped a lot of people. Shout out to Bush and them cats down there in Lafayette Gardens. I know cats gave back 20, gave back to like 40 years. I think he did like 20 years, gave back 40 years. Come to find out, the cop was a crook, lining people up. He said he was in Long Island in the sister house. Came back down, gave that time back, got a big restaurant downtown Brooklyn. Shout out to Barry checking them for doing that for them cats in Brooklyn. So they're doing a lot of stuff, innocent projects. They're out here putting in work. But now the problem comes in. Let me make the screen smaller so I can see. Now the problem comes in because Major, y'all folk that's kind of highly melanated, y'all like sticking together. Black power and all of this other stuff. Come to find out, this guy Rodney ain't no angel. Rodney a rapist. He done choked the other white girl out. He done raped a 12-year-old girl, but they took him to trial and there was not enough evidence, so he got off. So the jurors that found him guilty, older middle-aged white folk that found him guilty, they didn't even know that he had multiple rape charge, multiple assault on women charge. Officers, people would look at that and they would say automatically, this is this guy's MO. So it's not like he was no choir boy. It's not like he was no angel. But now that we hear this other side coming out, what do we do with that? Do we still march for him? Do we still ride for him? People say no matter what, the cops still lining them up to get killed, and the cops move together to protect one of theirs. That's how we got to move. I was just reading a little earlier. Somebody said, man, listen, we can't, what do you think about that no snitching thing? That's destroying us as a people. But I can't act like that no snitching thing ain't in the police department either. They know cops are writing false police reports. I just reading the cop had the young boy, he got out the car and ran. The cop said he had a gun and he was hitting at him. Come to find out, the only shots was fired came from the police officer gun. There was no gun nowhere for miles around. He got off, but he laid up for 6 months in jail. The officer, and then when the body camera came out, some things changed. The officer tried to put him away for life, 21 years. 21 years old, trying to say that's attempted murder on a police officer. These devils out here lying, and we get upset with their lying, but there's some other people lying too. Some people would say guilty or not guilty, it doesn't make a difference. If he didn't commit this crime and he was dating that girl, he need to get off of this crime. Forget about the rape and all the other stuff. Y'all get him in the end. Come on, Sister E, what do you think about that?
I mean, I'm like this, black, white, purple,
do your feelings change because you found out they said he raped, he assaulted a few white women and raped a 12-year-old girl, but he got off. He wasn't convicted for that.
I mean, you can't judge a person if they've gotten, when you look at it from a judicial standpoint, if they got off, they got off. There's, you got to look at the case for what it is. At that point in time, look at the evidence for what it is at that point in time. Because in a lot of cases, you have situations where brothers may not have not done anything, but they've utilized their past to say, well, he's done it and he may have been reformed. We can't, that's why you had to be very careful. And again, if this guy did what he did, we got to pray ultimately that the Most High deals with him. But again, if we look at the evidence for what it is for that particular case, does he need to be convicted? And call it. And that's how I call it. You got to make sure that, when you're in jury duty, they tell you, don't look at the news. Don't look at any past events for this person, because they want you to look at the evidence for that case. Don't be swayed by media or anything. And it's understandable, because if I look at the media and look at past case, I'm gonna walk in with a preconceived notion about that person. And I'm not gonna really look at the evidence for what it is. So
who's that? Samuel Baptist, grace and peace, man. What about corrupt Black and Hispanic cops that's living foul in these streets? This is spiritual. No, I agree. And one thing I can say, them cops, Black, Hispanic, they're gonna rock out together. Because that cop was Mexican that beat that young guy up, and then he said he lunged at him. He thought he was gonna throw him over the rail in the balcony and all of this other stuff. I'm like, man, they just straight blatantly lying. The Spanish brother, he was parking in Brooklyn, and the D's come up on him in an unmarked car, and they jump out, and he just peel out. He didn't try to run over the cop. The cop said he would have been dead. My life would have been on the line. I had to throw myself out of the front of the car because he was gonna kill me. Because they got him a couple of blocks away, and they wanted to give him plenty of time. He laid up for a few months until the restaurant showed the body cam. Then by the time the cops jumped out the car, he was peeling off. They're straight liars. They're straight liars. How many people have they put away? And the reason we want them to tell the truth is because the other brother I was just telling you about, Bush, and that whole Innocent Project, when that officer, after he laid up in jail for years and years, all in St. Clinton, Attica, missing his daughter, getting raised and everything, and that's when he was, playing the law library, and Barry Sheck and the Innocent Project got in there. The truth came out is that officer been robbing and been lying on police reports, and when that came out, all 700 of people that the officer arrested and sent upstate, all of those collars, they gotta let all them guys go. But that's not the problem, letting all them guys go. They gotta give these guys money. How much money they gave that guy for spending 21 years in jail? His daughter's a grown woman with a kid. And so a lot of times the state don't even want to turn, they don't want to backpedal. The DA and them, they don't want to backpedal. Because, DA running for the mayor's office and other stuff like that. It's politics, just like church and everything else. It's politics that's involved in this. So they be like, listen, if that officer is guilty, we will have to, all the people that he's ever arrested, we'll have to get them out of jail because we can't trust his testimony. And this is some serious implications. That's how come they should hate the fact that you got a crooked cop, any cop that's turning off his body cam. Come on, we're talking about snitching now, snitching in general. And are we going to ride out for Rodney Reed? Can we ride out for him, knowing that his past is shady with women and grabbing them and his DNA was on the other woman's breast and all of this crazy stuff? He got off on them, but he got a shaky past. Go ahead, I see your answers.
Okay, so I'm looking at Sam the Baptist, his point, and I'm not saying you're like this, Sam. But what kills me in our community is when we're talking about a system, we always got to, we're talking about a system of white supremacy that this system has been built upon. We as a community have a tendency to say, oh, what about the Black people? Nobody's saying that there are no Black or no Hispanic dirty cops. We got to stop doing that. We're talking about a system that was designed to ensure that we did not progress as a people. I sat in jury duty before, and I saw how they do our brothers, and I saw how they plant things in place when the brother's at a hard time and he used to rob and he trying to get out of the business of selling drugs and selling dope, but things are getting so hard that I don't want to say it because I don't want you to get flagged, but government agencies set up moles to say we're gonna play like we have a drug deal that's about to go down and go search down these brothers, get their files and search them down and say, hey, brother, look, I got this, and they undercover cops. Hey, I got a deal that's about to go down and I want you to come and help me. If you're not rehabilitating them. You're only doing this. You're only letting them back in the system for somebody else in the government to have a job to go back and pull them back in.
Is it beneficial to rehabilitate them? Whose job is that to rehabilitate them?
They need to be. That's the purpose of the jail system. It's a rehabilitation.
Oh, that's what it is?
That's what they call it. Now, are they doing it? No, they call it rehabilitation centers.
Well, I know that's what it was originally, with Willie Penn and them up in Pennsylvania, them good white folk, they wanted you to get into a cell, pray and read your Bible. And they figured if you be by yourself, you'll come into communion with God and you'll repent of your sins and you'll leave a different man. Those were different types of prisons. One prison we had up there, the other prison we had in Philadelphia. They said, no, these men are going to get together. They're going to make leather shoes. They're going to work. They're going to do some stuff. And when they get together and they learn hard work, that's going to rehabilitate them. So the beginning of the penal system was for that. We agree with that. But later on, it's hard to say right now. It's a business. And if it is a business, why would I try to teach you a trade, give you schooling, clean you up to get out of here and not come back?
And that's it.
Because we got corporations that's dependent on it now. Now it's privatized.
And that's it.
That's crazy.
But you got to look at the prison system was another form of slavery. You had laws after the freedom of the slave to put people back into one and put them back into slavery due to criminal acts. They had certain laws, and I can't remember all the laws, but they had certain laws that Thomas could.
You congregate on the corner. Black people congregate on the corner. You go into jail. That's how they think the Louis Street slaves. They made laws like that. Black codes. They made different things like that to get them because they needed people to still pick cotton.
Yeah,
Like I said, what's the name of that penitentiary down there in Louisiana, one of the biggest penitentiaries in the country? That was a cotton field. Then they just turned it into penitentiary. They kept on picking cotton. They got to switch the game up. You got to give it to them. I can't really be mad at the thinking people. And if you are, I don't know what to say. If the people thinking how to get their money up, how to get free labor, I can't be mad at them. If I was, I don't know, if I had the upper hand, I might do the same thing. I remember my wife used to say, listen, if black folk was controlling slavery, it'll still be going on right now. And people used to get upset that she say that, but there's other people that feel that.
Well, I mean, when people make that type of
like they're a devil. If I can get free work in construction, I'm gonna get free work. I'm gonna get people to do work for me for free for 2, 3, 4, for 1,000 years for me and my descendants. I know, Sister E don't like that. Come on, White. We're gonna talk about that Patreon and stuff. If y'all join us, because we get ready to get out of here, we're gonna have some of these discussions. But the majority of them, like yesterday, we got we were on and we were discussing the occult and dealing with certain things, and we got off and we went out for another 3 hours. It got, conversation got heavy dealing with a lot of stuff. And we invite y'all, if y'all come in right now on the Patreon and y'all want to partner with us and y'all come in right now, y'all will be privy to a lot of those conversations that happen behind the scenes. A lot of times we're going in before we even get on. We're going in for an hour. We're going in for a half an hour, touching on, different subjects and just building, what the scriptures say about this and bringing out articles and giving our opinions. And this is how we develop as a people. This is another way of developing, not just sitting down hearing somebody lecturing all the time, but we got to build and share and talk. That's why I said Thanksgiving is important, because you can say what you want. A lot of people are offended. They say studies have shown white kids that grow up eating at the dinner table, dad asking, how was your day? They're more articulate than a lot of black kids that just eat cereal in front of Sesame Street or Soul Train. This studies have shown this. Man lie, woman lie, but the numbers don't lie. Studies have shown this. So we got to do some things. We definitely got to do some things. All right, come on, White. You want to say something about that on Patreon and all of this other stuff? Thank y'all for I see a couple of White. I appreciate you. I see you jumped on here. Come in here for a second. Or he never came in.
All right, so we appreciate y'all coming on and enjoying. Hope you guys enjoyed the conversation so far. You guys should see a link for Patreon in the chat. If not, I'm going to throw it in there just one more time. And so basically for the month of December, if you sign up for the rest of the month for the rest of this month, we're going to give you guys access to all of the tiers except for the highest tier. Which is actually coming on live with us. We're going to give you all the tiers for any tier that you come on above $5. So go ahead and check that link out and subscribe to Patreon. We definitely want to give you guys more content and be able to do that on a more regular basis. And we definitely need your support to get there.
Yeah, and yeah, another thing, I think a lot of people, because I noticed I've been getting, that's the live, we're gonna have more private classes, and we're gonna have access to certain things that we do in private with certain tiers and Patreon. We're not trying to break y'all. I see other people, they out here, they got Patreon accounts, they want people to give $200 a month and all of that stuff. I think our biggest one might be 50. I think we might have a 50. That's your life you're giving away, because that's a lot monthly. We appreciate those that's going to do that. But we welcome $3, we welcome $5 or whatever. But I think some people are getting a little confused as far as when they see us with the panel. The majority of times, people that you'll see, most people are guests. Moses is like family in here rocking out with us. Sister Ian, they'll be like, y'all better leave Moses alone. I get off here, boy, I'll be like, this now, where y'all done got this fool from right here? And she'd be like, you better leave that Moses alone. So even when we get out of here, we talking about certain people. And Moses like family. So we said Moses can come along because we can disagree on things and we can see how people view things. I think that's good, so they can see how we can interact as a people. I don't look at Moses like I look at them other guys out there, so we can interact differently. And I think that's important. But the majority of people that you see are the team. White, Sister E, you'll see them all the time. The only other persons that's going to be regular, it's not because you joined Sunday Seminary, because some people may think, well, I'm going to get $10, I'm going to join Sunday Seminary, and I'm going to be on a panel with them, I'm going to be on YouTube Live 3 times a week. There's a team that we have. And from that team, not even everybody in the Sunday Seminary group, we got 30 people or whatever. Once in a while, we'll bring guests from that group, but the majority of people are the people that's rolling with me. That's Elder Harris, that's Sister E. The only other person that's not here, I think Harris jumped on, is Brown and my man Baker. They roll with me for real. We're down, we're down together for real. So these are the people that you're going to see on the regular. If I'm live and I'm not by myself, I'm going to be with one of those 4 or 5 people. So I don't want people to, to give under the impression, well, if I give, I'm gonna try to give $20, get up on Sunday Seminary. And like the other guy said, he said, I got a channel for 3 or 4 years, but if I get on Sunday Seminary, I'm gonna give the William $20. I'm gonna try to get on there and rock out with him for a couple of months. And I'm gonna build up my channel at the same time, because I see he asked everybody what their channel is from and stuff like that. That's not really how it goes. We brought Alton on. I'll bring my man Mark on, that came through seminary, that's doing ministry and stuff like that. So I just wanted to make sure that I put that out there. Then I get other people that say, well, I do want to learn, but I don't want you to be saying my name. I don't want them to see I got a government job. I got, we talk about race and stuff like that. And employers, they look at certain things. So I just want to explain this for everybody. There's some people that want to come on and they don't know that we have private classes. And then there's other people that come on and they don't want to be in the private classes. They want to be, they want to be seen. They want to, share their opinions and stuff like that. Once in a while, at the spur of the moment, we'll see somebody, we'll call them out. Somebody like on the prayer list, Mike, what's good with the thing? I'm gonna hit you. Or my man LaRon that has another channel, he'll come through. Like I said, Alton, BK Apologies. You'll see other people, they'll just jump on, but they're peeps. They're people that we're loosely affiliated with, or they came through the Sunday Seminary. And we rock out. So I just wanted to make sure that I explained that right there. Did I miss anything? You got to hit me again so we can explain the way we can do the that Patreon thing. Like I said, y'all can, come on in anything. $5, $1. Y'all put $1 in the PayPal. That's something. $1 on 3 times a week, $1 a day, $3 a week. I think we share some decent information for $3 a week. It ain't adding up to construction money. It ain't adding up to, this is the Lord's work, and it is. He gonna get some chicken wings with it. God gonna do something. Sister E, is there anything you'd like to share? I want to talk. I hope Pastor Majors ain't in there, because when we get off, we're gonna get off and we're gonna continue to talk about this. But there's some other stuff I got to talk about, because that Pastor Major hit me with another video with Pastor Dowell and Sister Deborah and them, and I'll be watching y'all Israelites and all the apologists watching. So now it's going to go somewhere. I can't talk about it right now. We're going to get off and we're going to talk about that. But Major, I told y'all before, I said they be amping me. They be amping me up. He done amp me and send a picture. What is this? I forgot what he said. I got to show y'all my phone. I just turn around, I wake up and I look. I'm like, Lord, that's Pastor Major. What's this here? And then he put the minute, we'll go to 1 hour, 1 minute. I hit that button. I said, Lord have mercy.
That's all right.
I was stuck for 45 minutes, boy. I don't know. I thought we had trouble up in urban apologetic land, boy. It's real out there with these Israelites. Is there anything you'd like to say, or my Hebrew sister?
Oh, Major's gonna send you the link. He ain't send me the link.
Oh, I shouldn't even said that. You see that? I'm sorry. Didn't you see that?
Hey, do me. That's all right, Majors. I got you. Sorry.
You out there chilling. That's my peeps. You out there chilling. I gotta get up on this thing. So I'm like, oh man, what is going on?
Oh yeah, Pastor Dow, I think, came for Deborah a while back. I think this is a while back, but I think they're addressing it now. This Pastor Dow thing, it only gets worse from. I ain't gonna say worse. It's gonna get more interesting here soon, because Kelly ain't done yet. They got
a lot of people, but so that's the thing, because I like Pastor. I used to listen to some Pastor Dowell and stuff like that. Nobody is perfect, but there's certain people do believe that there's certain lines you're not supposed to cross. What's the name of them? Ooh, them dudes over there get me aggravated. But I'm not gonna start talking about sign of the seed, sign of the wife, and all of that stuff, baby mamas and all of that stuff. We just don't do that as a people. We got enough violence. We got enough people locked up. Everybody got hammers, and like somebody just said down in Texas, the Wild Wild West, boy. When I got down in Texas and I seen the $59, or what you call that drink? What you call that little one? $59 in the pawn shop. I said, Lord, these are some fools down here.
Oh yeah.
You can spend $59. I can see why they going crazy. But there's certain things that we don't want to do, no matter what we say our spiritual system is. We want to have a certain level of respect, no matter who, no matter what it is. Men can beef and say certain things, but we definitely can't be calling out. We definitely can't. We don't want to. Family's precious. You know, even with me and what I do, I don't even have a lot of my seed up and on Facebook. I don't have my seed up like that because cats play themselves. It's going to be rough. So I just rather to protect them, protect myself, don't do certain things, but we can't cross certain lines. I was watching another thing Pastor Major had, because, you know, I got my team in them and they just be looking. I say, y'all make sure y'all find the devil. And he was just talking about the respect. And he said, the disrespect has just got to stop. All around, it just got to stop. And I have to agree with that. I can't lie. I have to agree with that. Another thing we're going to do for those that are in the Patreon that come on whatever level for the the rest of this year, if y'all bring up some videos, certain things that we want to get on. I like the esoteric. I'm researching because because of the books and stuff that I'm putting together. I'm doing that, but there's a lot of stuff we're going to touch on. I'm going to touch on angels. People really got to understand some things and about stuff they don't know. Raphael and Metatron. We got to talk about Lucifer. And we're going to deal with Mike High. We're going to deal with 2 or 3 books. We're going to deal with 2 or 3 books, but we're going to talk about Elohim. There's more than one God. We have one true, living, most high God, everlasting King, but there are other Elohim. So we're going to discuss all of that stuff. And that's going to be another couple of weeks, or cherubims. What are these types of angels? We've been seeing little fat white babies with wings and, like Cupid and all of this other stuff. This is mythology mixed with madness. That's what this stuff is, and it ain't right and exact, but we want to understand what the books say. So when we see the book and then we see paintings and we see movies and we see Hollywood, we see all of that stuff, we know that's Harry Potter, that's Da Vinci Code, that's Disney right there, and that's the book. And we can begin to distinguish on everything. All right, anything, grace and peace, Sister Foster. Anything else? Let me put that PayPal in there. Like I said, y'all put $1 in that thing or whatever. Sister E, Allison, come on, right?
Wait a minute.
I know what's the name. Jason probably hitting my phone. He can't hit my phone right now. Oh, I didn't even hit Brandon. Shout out to Brandon. Brandon's in here. Brandon, tell me if Brandon's in here. I think I told you what was going on with my phone, right?
No, you tell me what was going on with your phone. So we'll talk.
You don't know. I'm trying to see. Brandon, you in here? All right. So remember, Lot hit me. All right. Who else? Grace and peace, French Bulldog. Who else? Sister Foster, Yolanda. I think we got you down on the prayer thing. You and Sister. Let me see if I see who else in there.
Did you get Mike Shaw?
Yeah. Our days on earth. I'm not sure if I got you on that. If I got you on that list. I got Moses on the list for sure. I got Blake on the list for sure. Sister Ashford, she's on the list for sure. I just want to go through. No, I don't think I got Terrence Jones. You might have to write that one down, Sister E. I want to make sure. Sometimes I'll be talking and I don't even get to look into this thing real good. And besides those that's talking, Ella Finger's still in here. I see he was saying something from earlier. 40 watching. A lot of people didn't comment, but whoever else is in here, our prayers are with you. Y'all pray for us and all of that stuff, and we're gonna try to make some stuff happen. We got some good content, some good things coming up. We're gonna get off here and we're gonna continue this discussion. Some other people are gonna jump on with us because that's what we do. A lot of Sunday every team gonna jump on and we're gonna discuss that other thing. I'm not gonna be on here like they were on here 3 hours the other day.
Yeah,
I'm like, I don't know what's going on. 3 hours. Come on, White. Close this. Anything else? Any last instructions? Anything I forget?
Hey, Ass Fingers, I'm gonna reach out to you. I've been noticing you've been doing a lot of teaching. I want to kind of sync up with you, so I'll ping you in the messenger. I want to kind of do that because he has some pretty good teachings. He's a Christian Israelite.
Oh, I know you don't think.
I follow Ass Fingers. I do follow.
No, but listen, we apologize. We following everybody. I'm telling you this. The dossier. Don't act like Fingers. Don't act like them guys ain't coming up in there. Probably just watching everything. I'm gonna say y'all name. I'm gonna shout y'all out. Them other people, they just quiet. They just watching. I don't know what they're watching for, but they watching. But they had me on that with you. Shout out to the bishop too. I was telling White. I didn't even tell Sister E. They had me on that with you. They was like, where did she come from? We don't know where she come from. And I tell them right now, we still don't know where Sister E come from. So White, you got to be my eyes and ears. You got to go down. He said, I'm going down there. Major, I'm having something. Sister E gonna be on there with the microphone. I got to go. I said, keep an eye on them. Tell me if you watch. I said, what's the difference? He said, ain't no difference. They don't say Jesus. They just using it. They call him by his Hebrew name. He said, it's the same thing. And the
say
women,
both of them.
I said, ah, I'm looking for the devil. But the devil wasn't there that time. But this is just how they have us. We still looking. I'm still, and Major, them is my peeps, and they still got, these other fools still got me looking. Looking. That's how come I'm starting to think maybe the devil ain't here. Maybe the devil is somewhere else. That's a whole nother story. I'm going to leave that alone right there, though.
They love watching. They love, I got
Oh,
more.
no, they not watching. We watching. Scripture say watching. We
I'm gonna say to all your apologists, folks. Every time I go to my Facebook page, and people you may know, is nothing but apologists. I said, y'all gonna stop stalking my page.
Oh no, they ain't gonna play. They ain't gonna play. Some of them some of them but one thing I can say, other people like my man, I don't want to bring the whole thing up, but my man said, yo, I've been chopping it up. I'm watching Sister, because they be watching, because you on here, you are a Hebrew that's close to Brother Berean, so they watching and they've been looking, and people coming through listening. They want to hear some stuff. They want to hear some stuff that ain't right. And they're like, they're like, yo, she's saved. There are some Christian Hebrew. Y'all people, they just different. And I said, y'all see what it is. I done brought Pastor Kelly through. I done brought Majors through. Y'all hear the doctrine. I'm asking them questions. He goes, so y'all can have an understanding of what the people believe. It's hard once people are, mixed everybody up to try to separate and talk. This is a process, and it might take years.
And we check our own folk. That's what they don't understand. We spend more time. I say that Pastor Majors has an evangelist spirit, because he just like he gonna go in. Like you just be like, these Israelites don't stand a chance with Majors.
And this is what I tell people. I said, like, what I'm doing over here, he's doing that over there. Y'all got to understand, we got people, even if like we're not rocking with them, we got people that's doing the same thing. They worshipers, they're teachers, they're over here doing that. They're moving into politics. They're working this out and they're working that out. And we got to look at it like that, as opposed to look at everybody as my enemy, everybody's my devil, because you don't believe, because he wears fringes and I don't. Is that enough to sit there and argue day and night?
Man.
And all the other stuff we believe about the king and Rick, all the other stuff we agree with, that's silly. That's madness. And anybody would attempt to come in here and bring that type of division off of small stuff, that I would have to look at them.
I'm gonna give them what they want one day. I'm gonna go ahead and come on here with my hair wrap, and they're gonna call you. My hair wrap. I'm gonna shock y'all one day. Because I got hair wraps and I want.
And they said she'll go too far. Come on, Harris. Say something before we get out of here and get the team in, and I'm not gonna be on for 4 hours. She said it's wrong, Yolanda. Oh no, that's a side conversation.
Grace and peace, everybody.
I'm sorry. I was thinking, why I wake up last night? I dozed off. I was working on the shirts. We can be selling the shirts and stuff like that. We trying to hook some stuff up. Why I just remembered somebody called Moses a tree hugger. I'm like, who was bothering Rob? I don't even know how that came back to my mind. Be still on stuff even after I'm doing other stuff. Come on, Elder, you got the floor, man. A tree hugger though? I'm like, what? I'm good. Come on, Elder. Oh, how about I didn't cut him off?
I'm back in my car, so y'all know my signal is off the chain right now.
You still an hour from the house?
I just left back out. I forgot to do something. Now I got to go all the way back to LA to do it.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
You must got gas. What y'all gas prices are down there? All that driving he doing?
Just under $4.
Hmm.
Right under $4 a gallon. About
is there anything you wanted to share with them before?
Well, I heard some of the conversation. You guys, good dialogue. I believe that the justice system really need to look in detail as far as what happened at that time of that prosecution, that false prosecution that took place, and all that jail time that took place. They really need to reopen that and find out what really happened. That's one. Two, as far as the Hebrew.
Let me find out he won't get the Hebrews unless he going under a bridge.
He in LA, no telling what's going on with his phone.
On that 110. Let me see that he back now.
You're coming.
Yeah, I'm back.
Okay, go ahead. While you're doing that, I'm gonna read this up.
Okay. All right. So as far as the Hebrews are concerned, we are dealing with a great development in the Hebrew culture in itself. We don't know what God had, who or what God has his hands on. We just have to be patient and let things take its course. We want to hurry up and evaluate or judge a particular situation or group, and I don't think it needs to be looked at like that. I think we should hear out all of what's taking place, and if we all are following the same God, then it shouldn't be any argument in that. No, I don't. I just don't see that. But you're going to always have those individuals that want to keep things divided, and try to maintain a certain type of control over what they believe is true theology. And we can go all day and all night on this type of conversation, but God revealed what's necessary for that. That's necessary to be seen. That's what I believe, Brother Beran.
I agree with that. Wait. I want to go back, Sister E. Do me a favor, help me out right here. Progress always coming in here late with some other stuff. Progress said, "Listen, Sister E. I know I want White to hear this. Major's in here. Progress said, you under Christ's law, Sister E, and not the Israelite camp evil, sadistic, satanic law." Said they don't know a lot of people believe that. They think it's all the same thing. Would you like to share something on that right there, Sister E?
I'm sorry, what you asked me? I was talking to somebody.
No, I was looking at one of Progress comments. He said you're under the laws of Christ, Sister E, not the Israelite camp's evil, sadistic, satanic law. A lot of people don't know. One thing, you can say what you want. One thing I heard Pastor Dowell say, shout out to him. I heard Pastor Dowell say one thing. He said the camps are done. The camps are played out. The camps are played out with they damnable doctrine, and I agree with that, and that's what I've been trying to tell the urban apologetic community. I said, boy, y'all be busy worried about the camps. I know the camps, they crazy with their racist stuff, and even tourists that come to New York and see them on the corner howling on 44th, 43rd, white man rule coming to all of that stuff, and they just looking at them like animals in the zoo. Just on the corner talking crazy, and they just going back to their country and saying there's black people on the corner that's hollering, but there's more regular, working, middle class, non-racist people that are looking at DNA and dealing with different things. So by the time the church turn around, it's going to be 1 million strong in the country, 1 million regular, not camp people. It's going to be 1 million Israelites strong in congregations all over, because these urban apologists, if they feel their job is to stop it, they better understand where it's at to really stop it, as opposed to trying to lump everybody and do that when there's a whole movement growing here and discussions going on here and there.
And what's so funny is
there's a few more people that are sitting down and talking and trying to have respect. Shout out to Pastor Mike Holloway too. He got a lot of patience. I like him.
What's going on with Garfield though? Garfield has been on an Israelite tangent.
Oh no, I haven't. Garfield want to be the new Israelite killer. I haven't seen Garfield.
He did something today.
Oh, okay. No, because remember we said we wanted to take a break from them. We want to take a break from them. Uncat me in my flesh. Like that other girl said, Pastor Dow in his flesh. Uncat me in my flesh. I'm like, oh man, these dudes done got me tight. But what he talking about the camps or just y'all in general?
He's talking about Israelites in general. I want to see Garfield face, since he want to talk about the Israelite community, he want to deal with the camps. He ain't gonna face none of the moderates, and that goes for everybody in the community. Major's been calling them out and they avoiding them. So Garfield, Sinetta, all of them, y'all can do lives all day long. I want to see y'all step up to people like Majors. I want to see y'all step up to people like Kelly. And truth be told, Ron Shields done handed it to you many a days. They know they scared of Ron. And in a lot of cases, we don't agree with Ron's beliefs. Some things Ron teach, I'm just like, nah, I don't rock with. And that's Ron Shields. But yet, still, Ron Shields always get them twisted, and they know it. So I want to see Garfield.
Ron ain't bad, especially the thing that I told him I like about Ron. He's young too. He's young, so he like, I don't even know how old he is. I know he's way younger. So to be that age, whatever age he is, to be that age, he's sharp for his age. He's sharp for his age. But the problem is, I seen Ron Shields. I told you, I seen Ron Shields with all them Israelites and Jabari and him going back and forth, and he was stuck because he understands a scholarly position. And there was a lot of stuff Jabari was saying that was not wrong. But other Israelites that had YouTube channels in there, they can't speak on it because if you believe the book, Somebody else can come with facts about the book that
Mhm.
can have some Bible thumper scratching their head. It ain't gonna bother me because I'm gonna tell them ahead of time. Listen, we gonna deal with that Proverbs, and yes, Solomon did get a couple of lines from the Pharaoh. The Pharaoh was his father-in-law. He got a couple of them Proverbs, and they're in the Bible, and the scholars know it. I'm gonna say for God, let them even start playing with me. They're like, oh, this Negro, you gotta blow yourself up. I'm gonna blow the Bible up before they can do it. What does that mean? What does that mean by saying there's a few lines in Proverbs that's in the Bible that existed in Egypt?
It doesn't take away from the divinity of Christ. It don't take away from the divinity of Christ. I could take a wise proverb from you and throw it in a book.
From anywhere, from the Indians, the Shamas over here.
Wisdom. It's telling me how to function in life. But far as my belief in the deity of Christ never changes. I mean, I love some of the things that Bruce Lee, some of his teachings, and some of the things he taught. My daughter likes to follow. I'm sorry, I like to follow him sometimes. And he has great. And I was watching him a couple of days ago. He teaches how, he taught how to be patient. And I said, this is very good teaching. You got good teachings from great wise men that did not know Christ, did not understand the deity of Christ, but they had a good things far as living day to day. When you look at Proverbs is wisdom
of the world. Yes,
it's wisdom, and everybody's like, oh, no, I'm not afraid to read certain books and say, okay, I like the wisdom that comes from this, because wisdom is what helps me in my day-to-day tactical life. So I don't
say that again. That's a very good point. And you know what? But the only thing that's scaring me right now, White, she's not really a see that you're not really a Bible thumper, because Bible thumpers wouldn't have said what you just said. I gotta be careful now. I gotta pull her out of that Bible thumping league, because a lot of Bible thumpers would, they would be like, all they want is the Bible, and they don't think they can receive a wisdom from Bruce Lee, from somebody from a different culture. Everybody can share wisdom. Wisdom is just knowledge that's built up, the application of how to apply something, or knowledge is built up over the years, over the cultures on the planet. That's why we tell people, when you're dealing with the book of Proverbs, when you're dealing with the book of Ecclesiastics, we don't deal with it like we deal with the book of Matthews, because those are wisdom texts. We don't look at that and apply what Rick says: when a man ways pleases the Lord, even his enemies are with him, at peace with him. That means if you're doing good by God, you're not going to have no enemies. You're not going to have no beef. Is that a general rule for the whole planet, for all believers? Because Christ had enemies. Paul had enemies. People that we clearly see walk with the Lord had enemies. So how can we apply a proverb to that? Those are just general statements. So we got to tell people we even interpret Proverbs and certain things differently than Revelations, than stuff we would see in Genesis and Leviticus and different places. That's how can we say schooling is important, so we can explain the different genres of books inside there. And that's what I'm saying is good, because I know Kelly and Major and them, they understand these things. But if you try to take your time and explain that beside that and them, no, it says under his thigh. No, it says on. I'm like, what the devil are you talking about, sir? No, you heard what it said. That's master. I'm like, boy, I ain't never in my day. When people don't know, they really don't know, but they want to make it say what they wanted to say. And then he tried to get the other brother. The brother said, I'm reading out the CSB. He said, no, I want you to read out the King James, because there's certain things that's worded in the King James in a certain way. That's how can we tell people, even like saying a lot of them camps do it on Black and to the Ground and all of that. If your doctrine don't work in various translations, there's 112 translations on this planet. If we got 112 translations, if your doctrine don't work in different translations and only works in the King James Bible, that's not what it really meant. That's not the pure doctrine. Plain and simple. So we got strange people as King James only people, and they come around with some strange doctrine because they only want to read King James. And King James is not the best translation on the planet. I don't care if you think he was Black. It's not the best translation on the planet. We got all type of scholars the world over that will say that. Come on, sister, you want to say anything else?
And that's all I'm saying. Like, for instance, I noticed with, and I love the apologist community, bless they heart. They like to blank, like for our community to bang on people and just like, what about Ron Shields? What about this?
Oh, they have not that one. They have not that one.
They love it, but
I can't. I'm telling you, there's enough beef with you, Major. I can't bring Ron nowhere around me.
You know what? I like talking to Ron. Ron is.
Oh yeah, I listen to plenty of his stuff.
I mean, Ron is serious.
It's just the beef. Shout out to one thing I can say. I seen what's his name. Shout out to BK Apologist. I seen him. He even went to support. He was in the video when Jabari was down there. One thing you say, he'll go put on his fringes and rock out, put a kufi on it. He'll go hang out with Ron and them and just chilling. You know, he ain't gonna have the beef I'm gonna have. You know, it's just a different type of beef. But shout out to him. I see them together. Like I said, that's a cool brother, and it would be good to know. Because people want to know what a person's doctrine is. What's the other brother name? Zion Lex. They want to know what a doctrine is.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know that brother. I don't know. I heard him say in the video 3 years ago. I'm like, oh, 3 years ago. I'm like, oh boy, a whole bunch happened 3 years.
Man, what if you saw me just?
Where's the brother at right now? But then y'all want me to go get that. I'll go get him and bring him out and sit down and talk to him, and y'all will go badmouth me. But at least y'all will hear what the brother doctrine is, where the brother is right now, as opposed to 3 years ago. You know, but we just, I don't know what's wrong with it. I can't put nothing wrong.
Your apologist community, I laugh because again,
don't. I
ain't finna bang on them.
Pull up that video with your people in them.
I ain't finna bang on them. No, what do you mean, my people? My people, we cold. We have no beef.
What?
Let
me put that link in there so everybody can know what's going on with that pastor trying to drive the rest of them crazy.
You know what, and what trips me out is y'all. Some people in the apologist community, they just want us to.
We are sheep among ravenous wolves.
Divide the line. Don't talk to this person. I'm gonna talk to whoever I want to talk to. It doesn't affect my faith because I don't agree with Ron Shields. Doesn't mean that I won't one day, hey, ping Ron Shields with helping me with some IT stuff or give me.
Of course.
Or even giving me some information on some history because he's pretty good with history. Yeah. I don't knock him because I don't agree with his beliefs. I can't attack the brother. You know, I don't attack the brother's character either because he's never shown me anything.
No, never. You ain't gonna hit me saying no. You ain't gonna hit me. One thing I'm not gonna be out here playing with folk and just lying just because they ain't on my team and that I don't do.
Because Ron, one person that if I need help with content with Let's Talk with Sister E, he will ping me and say, hey sis, whatever you need, let me know. I mean, he's helpful, Ron Shields. And that's the same thing with Zion Lex. I like some of the stuff Zion Lex teaches. I ain't with the okay, Thomas. I'm not with the
What did he text you and said, let me see what it said. She said, okay, Thomas,
he said,
I'm sorry.
But I don't knock all my folks. My folks, we got some eclectic people in the midst.
That's right. We've always had people. That's right.
I had to pray for him, but I'm not gonna. I mean, Majors and Kelly and them and dealing with Zion Lex and to see where Zion Lex is from 3 years ago. I praise the Most High that he's where he is in his understanding of Christ. So
and that someone's even willing to change and grow and develop. Plus, at the same time, he was out there. You can't deny certain things. I seen a video or two with him in the museum and stuff, and I was taking notes. I was like, he got some good stuff. That was a decent, very, very decent presentation. But I think one thing, especially like in the apologetic community, in general, there's a lot of ministers in the apologetic community, and they're scared because people like Zion Lex already got a YouTube channel. He already got a platform. So now that he come like he was the Apostle Paul, he a rabbi, now he turn around, he say he following the faith, and he already know the book. How he gonna handle this book? Is he gonna have people over there like we all scared they're gonna have him like Jim Jones? He gonna have him like Kanye. They want to, we always think the worst. Kanye gonna have him on that farm. Zion Lex gonna take that book and he gonna take them numbers and he gonna have their mind somewhere else with Kabbalah. Don't let him in your church. I'm like, don't let him in your church. You don't even know what the brother. But they just because it's so they think it's the horse before the cart because he already know the rip and he already got a channel and he already got a following. So they always going to put him wherever they saw him 3 years ago, and that's just how it is. And a lot of people feel they're doing that just to protect the people. I heard Divine Prospect say something about the virgin birth, about Isaiah, and then that could have been 2 years ago on a video on side that like he said that 2 years ago. That's what he believed. And then Berlin, you ain't see the picture. He was up in the church. A church invited him. What we talking about with the infiltration? Oh man, you got to have discernment. I'm like, what discernment? Y'all act like I was in the church. Let me see the video. I'm gonna look at the video. I'll look into this thing. But they be really going in. That's how I say, shout out to the bishop and them. He was like, yo, I chop it up a little bit here and there with Sister E. There's some saved Israelites out here. I said, I know that. Don't act like I'll get people around me like I don't know doctrine, like I ain't peeked them out, I ain't done questioned them. And I done seen their lifestyle, been around them, and it's just, I got a good idea what I'm doing, but people just so scared.
Yeah.
So scared. You ain't
And
got to think I like I'm crazy out here. I'm gonna chop it up, but you see somebody start rocking with me, I don't talk to them about doctrine, and trust me, they good. They good enough for me to say they not heretical.
and
Like
then even in
they just throw that word around on everybody.
but even in the Israelite community, they scrutinize us because even with the things that I do, some of the people in the Israelite community look at me as if I'm like I'm a heretic, like I'm a
Oh,
prophet.
heretic, you and Deborah. I'm gonna say that name. Oh, I ain't scared of Pastor. What's going down there? That Deborah, y'all and them down there. Her and her husband. What's that? With them hidden colors? Not the hidden colors. You two Israelites. Y'all know I'm talking to y'all. I've been watching you too, Deborah. I ain't gonna say she ain't a bad teacher, but there's not a lot of women that's teaching and in positions of what you call it on social media that are Hebrews or that are Israel, should I say? Because I don't think Deborah used that word Hebrew. That that's Israel and stuff like that. So of course y'all are going to definitely stand out, especially if you're holding on. You believe in a lot of the old covenant, you believe in the Passover, you believe in the holy days and the feast and stuff like that. You got to really have your book game down tight, like you, Deborah, other people. Because how can a woman teach and she believe in the covenant in the Old Testament? Old Testament women wouldn't run around running them up teaching all the men and all of that stuff like that. So Pastor Dowell and them, they do have a point with certain things. So it's hard. It's easier, way easier for Pastor Connie. It's way easier for Bishop Jackie McCullough, a woman that's a bishop, a preacher, a pastor, than it is for a Hebrew, for a woman that's in Israel and that's out here in the forefront.
Yeah.
Oh, y'all gonna catch the hell. And any pastor that's supporting y'all, they gonna catch the hell too. They gonna catch it. And them guys feel that they got scripture and they got right, and a lot of people don't like that. I can't lie, a lot of people don't like that. What are you gonna do with that?
I mean, and the thing is, I tell people, I said, just like I have people that I deal with in the Israelite community, it's a few people in the apologetic community that I rock with. I'll even at times ask May some questions and send him a message and say, hey, I got a question. Because I feel like as believers, we still have to interact and work together. I'll send people. I was on LaRon's thing on his show about a couple weeks ago. And sat there, and there was other Israelites on the panel, but we all we have to have the ability to build. I go on Sister Cherry. If Sister Cherry ever invited me, I'd be like,
Cherry done got beef with y'all. Listen to what Mike Shaw said. He said the only beef I had is with One West and non-Messianics, me too. Anybody that's a break away from One West and all of that, that's the only one. Other people, we don't even beef. Other people we don't even only that I'm telling you right now, it's a different spirit that came up out of One West, that whole movement, everything with them guys. I was working with some GOCC guys and they would listen and we would go back and forth. They were the best, but there's a lot of them, they just really got some different views, let's put it that way, and they think that they're the only ones that's right. There's no room for change, no room for growth. It's the way we receive the doctrine, and that's it. I agree with Mike Shaw. The beef is with One West and Messianics, and I believe those are probably the major ones that Major and Sister E and them and Pastor Kelly and them I have beef with too. Then you got other young people like Ron Shields. He moving all in and out. All of them people. He just all over the place. He'll build with them. He'll build with. He just like I said, he just like the young dude on the BMX bike. He just all over on the block. And just sit down and just be comfortable with him and chop it up. Thanks, brother. I saw.
It's interesting. Like people be like, "Oh, watch who you say you deal with." And Israel, I'm human. I'm human. I'm a people person. And if I was to meet Ron Shields on the street, I have a conversation with him. Zion Lex, have a conversation with him.
Oh yes.
If Pastor Dow wasn't as crazy as he was with the 20 wives he got and doing all types of stuff.
He ain't got 20 wives?
I'm just playing.
I was gonna say, I'll go, but I'm not gonna lie, I like Dow. I was watching, he would do laying some bricks and stuff. I'm into that construction, he pouring and laying. They out there building, they doing I ain't gonna lie, I've been checking them out. And listen, we gotta be careful because Dow got 150,000 subscribers. I know Deborah and them heavy down there too, but Dow got 150. Some people like Dow out here now.
Now Deborah and them know they got a strong following because they've been.
There's a few of them that there's a few of them. So people sit back and look at people with big major channels like that say they're involved in Israel, and there are younger guys that's looking to Dow, like she said, looking up, and So I agree with the Deborah and that you just can't talk about women and say certain things you know, I understand, but certain things, you got young people that's looking. You do have a lot of stuff that's going on. Harris, you want to jump on here? White might have went to take his baby mama to dinner or something. You want to, and you know, and then we did say,
No, I was waiting around to go offline.
oh, okay, all right, yeah, we're gonna go offline. We're gonna go offline, y'all. Thank you. That's Johnson. Thank you. We appreciate y'all in that, what you call it. Like I said, $2, whatever y'all want to put in there. I'll put that link in there one more time. Y'all can hit it out even after we get out, or y'all come on that Patreon and, you know, support and rock out with us. Hit me at BereanTeach@gmail.com. Whatever y'all, if you want to, you know, y'all want to come in, you said, just say, listen, Berean, we'll support. We'll give you $5 a month, you know, $3, whatever it is. We're gonna do something special for y'all, at least for the rest of this year. We got a lot of books. At least I'm taking some time out now to read some of this other stuff and really going. We're gonna go in on these angels, and we're gonna go in on some of this history. I'm gonna show y'all some Indian. I'm gonna show y'all some stuff. We ain't saying that Israel was locked in with the Indians and stuff like that, but we're gonna show y'all some stuff to make y'all think. Because I think when y'all hear that word scattered, y'all don't know what scattered really means. Y'all think scattered is down south. That book say scattered. We're gonna see what scattered means. I'm gonna show y'all something. Israel, sister Hebrew over here. All right. Sister, you want to close this out?
Okay, so you want to pray? All right.
What's the name? Said he good, right? He said you don't have anything else?
I don't, everybody waiting to go offline. Jeff and all. No, I'm just joking.
So sorry, y'all. We weren't supposed to even be here long. That's the thing to get them mad. Then we could probably go do another 2 hours. But y'all, other people, we're gonna chop these videos up and y'all gonna see the stuff we build on. We're gonna pull these slides up. Come on, you got the floor, sis.
Okay, so Heavenly Father, first we want to thank you for this great opportunity, God. We thank you for another opportunity and a moment to build with each other as believers, that we learn and we grow and develop in the understanding of you and your Son, Father. God, we ask right now that you cover everybody right now that have sent out prayer requests, God. Bless them where they need, God. We don't know everybody's prayer request given name or without giving them name, but we know everybody who's in need, they've already called out to you, Father. And we ask that you bless them with what they need and help them grow and be where they need to be. God, right now, as we end this YouTube, God, allow people to go to their various destinations and their homes and wherever they go, God, let them find peace and let it be peaceful. Let them be at peace, God. We ask right now that everybody has increase where they need to be increased, God. Let them have peace where they need to be at peace. We ask that they continually grow. I ask that they be a light upon their friends and their families that don't know you, God. We thank you. We give your name the praise. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen. You said she want to make y'all feel good. She said Jesus. She want to make y'all feel good. Brandon, you in here? I'm gonna hit you on the thing. Somebody else gonna have to hit you, Brandon. All right, I'm gonna get out of here. Love y'all, family. I appreciate all of y'all. Let me hit this.